It's good to have you join us again. Well, in today's digital age, the power of data analytics is revolutionizing the way we plan, design, and manage infrastructure projects. With the advent of advanced technologies and data-driven methodologies, specialists can leverage the wealth of information available to gain valuable insights, make informed decisions, and optimize the performance of infrastructure systems. It also becomes a proactive approach where evaluating potential risks such as natural disasters or changing environmental conditions can help anticipate challenges and implement proactive measures to mitigate them. Joining us now from our Abuja studio to discuss this is DevOps and data scientist specialist Jesse Amangbo is here with us. We thank you very much for joining us. With the rapid rise of AI and machine learning, how are these technologies reshaping the ways businesses manage infrastructure and leverage analytics?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. I would say businesses today, they leverage AI and machine learning to improve their processes. So I was reading the news the other day where the Childex founder, Femi Aluko, he was talking about improving their delivery times, right? So normally, like Childex takes around like 44 minutes on an average to 41 minutes on an average to deliver on an order, but with AI and leveraging that, they're able to reduce their delivery times to, say, 31 minutes, which is like a 20% decrease in delivery time. So even Jumia is able to use, say, AI and machine learning to understand like customer behavior or consumer behavior, which helps them to take like business decisions. So I would say AI has really advanced the way we do things, and it's been able to improve processes generally.
It's advanced the way we do things in the country and in the world at large. Well, many organizations are shifting to cloud-based solutions, while some are also looking at setups. What are the key factors that businesses should consider talking about decision making?
Oh yeah, thank you very much for that question as well. That's a very good question. So I would say in terms of the cloud infrastructure and on-prem, when you take a look at it, you first have to understand your infrastructure needs. So basically, you have to look at costs, you have to look at scalability, you have to look at your data sensitivity. When we talk about these things, right, we're looking at how, whether you need your data to be hosted in your country of origin or you need it outside. If you need it hosted in your country of origin, you're talking about making use of like an on-prem system, right? But when you need it outside, you can always leverage cloud, right? And I would say when advising companies or organizations to go around meeting their infrastructure needs, I would say just take a holistic view about what you need as a company, right? Do you need your data in your office? Do you need it like inside, like hosted in your country, or can you spare like based on like compliance requirements? Can you spare for it to be outside? You understand? So when you look at that, normally I would advise companies that follow like a strict data or compliance regulations to go with like a hybrid approach, where like sensitive data is being stored on-prem. Meanwhile, like when you talk about going to the cloud, you talk about non-sensitive data. But if you don't have to worry about compliance regulations and all of that, I'll say go cloud, because with cloud, you're able to pay as you go. There's a lot of flexibility around scaling. There's a lot of flexibility around how you manage your data. And because of that, you're able to meet like your business needs a lot faster and save cost. So from my end, I would say hybrid is the way. Make use of the two if you need to go the compliance route, but if not, go cloud.
Right, and as industries adopt edge computing to process data, closer to the source. How can this also impact real-time analytics?
Oh, yes. Edge computing is something interesting these days. I would say with edge computing, you're able to reduce latency, right? So instead of taking many seconds to process like your request or handle your data or analyze your data, you're able to do that in milliseconds, right? With edge computing, you're also able to drive down like the whole bandwidth cost, right? Because you're only going to be able to process what you need, analyze what you need, and send them over to like a central system. But when we talk about challenges in edge computing, just like with any new technology, I would say security is one of it. But keeping a security mindset and having that at the back of your mind and properly like training your staffs to get the needed knowledge for edge computing will go a very long way.
Well, with the increasing cyber threats and data breaches, how can businesses ensure that their infrastructure remains secured and ensure that is devoid of any form of attacks?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Looking at it from a security perspective, the first thing I would say is that every organization out there needs to be security aware, right? You shouldn't just leave that to your engineers. Every person should have it at the back of their mind that they should be security aware, right? So from there, you can always upskill your staffs on like best security practices to follow and maintain that across wide in your processes and in how you handle like data, right? When you talk about sensitive data, you always want to also ensure that your data is properly encrypted, right? Both at rest, both in transit. When you follow all of that, at least most of the security challenges today can be mitigated.
And so talk to us about DevOps now, especially as per your role in integrating infrastructure and analytics seamlessly. How can companies optimize these services or these opportunities that you offer?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question as well. So in terms of DevOps, I tend to look at DevOps not as a tool or a set of tools. I look at it as a culture, right? So when it relates to analytics, we are talking about building efficient like CI/CD analytical pipelines that would help you to be able to ship faster. A lot of processing is going on, and you wouldn't want time to be your biggest issue, or you wouldn't want having to ship slow to be your biggest issue, basically. So I would say introduction of CI/CD pipelines using DevOps would help to make that better, right? Aside that, there are robust monitoring systems that you can implement, which would also help you catch issues before time. For companies like Netflix, for instance, they introduce what we call chaos engineering, where they introduce like failures into their system, just so that they can improve like resiliency in systems. So I think these are just some of the DevOps practices that, if taken in an analytical system, it can help to drive growth and improve things.
Okay, quick one. Let's project into the future. What emerging trends do you see shape the future of infrastructure and analytics, and how should business prepare to stay ahead of the curve?
The future, like, it's really exciting, first of all. So recently we have quantum computing that has been coming up. So I see quantum analytics as something that would be a thing in future, right? I equally see AI infrastructure being at the helm of affairs in like the future. So how businesses can prepare for that is upskilling, right? Make your staffs AI aware. They need to understand these systems. They need to have an idea of how the world is changing and adapt to it. I think this is one step that would help them better prepare. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jesse Amangbu, for speaking with us on TVC Breakfast.